Boring Review Nation?
I think you mean Boring Land, my good sir.
Gabe here.
Nick, and we are ready for episode 2 of Mirzapur. If you've not checked out a review for episode 1, then, put this on pause, go check that out, and then come back and check this one out. Before we get into this, we are loving our friendship, partnership, whatever you want to call it, with Vesser Bunch. Go ahead and check out their channel. They've been sending a lot of love to us and commenting and helping us out. They're telling us about this YouTube channel that I'm not too familiar with, but I've watched a few of their things called Movie Community College.
Right.
Maybe we'll get something going on with them as well. But check out the Vesser Bunch and check out our Patreon page to see what's going on over there. I'm trying to add some new things here and there. If you want to help us out, go ahead and add all that. Like and subscribe. Let's get into episode 2. I can't wait.
Mirzapur.
We had that cliffhanger from episode 1 where they get summoned by I keep wanting to call him Colleen, but we'll call him by Mr. Tripathi. They get summoned by him, and what's going to happen? And what happened kind of met my expectation, where I didn't think they were going to die, and they didn't. But I didn't expect him to do what he did.
I think that I didn't see it coming, but it made all the sense in the world. He's looking at his son, and he knows, and even the grandfather, who was the head of the family at one point, is like, man, he's a screw up. You got to get
who loves nature stuff, by the way.
Yeah, he's always watching Nature Channel.
Predators.
Like, you have to get him under control, because he is supposed to take over this empire one day, and he's not ready.
Yeah, and what's the ruthless thing that he says when he's asking for advice? What should I do, Dad?
He says, have another son. That was hilarious. He said, have another son.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me.
Dude. And, it was
gangster.
It was funny because you can see, and we talked about this when we first saw the trailer for this, a lot of times when you grow up in the life of crime, and you don't have to earn it, so to speak. You grow up, like he said, and he calls himself a prince. He's a playing gangster. He's not really a gangster.
He needs to have that Faisal moment.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody fears him because of who his father is. He's never had to earn anything, so he's not appreciative of what he already has. This kid, you see in the episode that he's playing Xbox at one point and playing video games. Like, you're supposed to be a gangster.
Not just that, but he's pouting.
Yeah, he's pouting, and you're like, oh, I see. He's got his really nice truck. He rides around town with his friends. So again, even his grandfather and his father recognize he's not ready to lead. So I think that the reason the father let the other two live is to make sure he puts him around his son so that he recognizes, look, the fact that you're a king and these people are below you, they were still able to best you. You went in there with 4 thugs, and a family was able to best all of you. That should tell you you're not ready, and it was to humble them. And it just shows you how manipulative and conniving and cunning Mr. Tripedi is. I love his character.
Not just that he got bested in the house, but he was allowed to choose who his posse is, so to speak, and he chose very poorly. These guys are just like his childhood friends. They're not ready to be the next generation of this mob family. But when he has a conversation with the 2 Pandit boys, he basically gives them a job offer. He says, you got 5 minutes to think about it, but I want you to work for me. And they're like, really? And so they talk about it. They are both kind of in it. And my question is, why is the thinner brother, Bablu, why does he say yes so quickly? I know why Gudu's motivation is. Right. I have no idea what the other brother's motivation is.
Because he's smart. He's smart. He knows at this point, and I see that later on by what he does when he's they're on their quote-unquote first job. He realizes, look, this is going to end one of 2 ways. Either we work for him, and he kind of mentions to him, what choice do we really have? Either we work for him, or we don't. Okay? Either we work for him, or it's the gun. We're not going to, fight our way out of here. At the house, it was, we had different numbers, but here they got AKs in their hands. These are trained killers in this room, not some punk kid and his friends. So he's really smart. And I'm telling you, I foresee that this kid, the younger Gouda brother, is going to end up taking, in my opinion, and I have not watched all the episodes. I promise.
Wait,
you
which
guys.
one? The buff guy or the thin guy?
The thin guy.
Okay.
The buff guy is way too angry, way too quick to jump ship. He's not a thinker. I think that Mr. Trippidi's gonna see the potential in Babalu, and he's gonna make him the head of, not the head, but make him the his number one guy instead of his son. He's gonna pass over his own son basically because Babalu is super smart.
And I see the motivation with Tripathi because he asks him like, "What do you know?" And I think he mentions finance or something. Right. And so I mean that's easy to see that. But I'm wondering, okay, why does he keep them around? Is it just so these guys can stay in the show? But when he's talking to his son who's pouting playing Xbox, he explains to them, these guys are eventually going to work for you one day. Right. And I want them to understand who exactly you are. They don't respect you right now. These guys are going to be able to help us out. Right. I'm not going to destroy someone who can help us out. But they're going to be your men. Right. And so they're going to learn to respect you, but you've got to like basically stop being a baby and you've got to be that man that I want you to be. And he even, as a mobster dad who's got no compassion really, he cares about his son. You can see in that moment. He wants his son to take over. So I thought all that was great, and I thought the people creating this show gave me a great enough reason to buy why that happened. Right. This creates a problem because eventually these two boys, they go to their dad, the lawyer, and it's not a father and son conversation. It's mobster henchmen against lawyers saying, "I still need you to drop this case."
I love what the dad said.
And this is against the guy that infiltrated their house they just fought against, but now they're on the enemy side.
And he goes, the dad says, "So you came to my job. You came here to the court to deliver the same message that Manu delivered to our house last night." And the dad was so angry about it, but. Again, the two brothers, the thinker is, how do I pronounce the name? Bablu. And he tells them, "Dad, what options do we have? Okay, they've got, straight. You're going to get us killed." And he's telling them, "Why can't you just let this case go? Why can't you just, see that this," and he said, "I've been fighting crime all my life, basically. I've been fighting for justice all my life, and I'm not going to change for anyone." And the dad straight up kicks him out of the office. So...
But I understand the dad side too. I really do. I think sometimes I'm passionate about a certain thing to a fault too, where, I mean, if you can't get on board and you're my own son, then you got to get out of my office because you're driving me crazy right now. You just joined the dark side for survival. He obviously doesn't care about survival. He wants to do what's right. And so you have these two different conflicting ideas. Right. The sons are kind of more in the real world. The father's got the old age mentality, but I see both sides, and that's why I love this show so far, because I can understand the motivations of both characters. There's just so much going on in this episode. We see a lot about Gudu and his serious issues that he has. He is so much. He gets those guns
and he starts playing with them right away.
And he gets on the nice motorcycle, and he does the same thing that Muna does that gets him in trouble. And he's shooting around, and not just that, but he's shooting near people, being more reckless than Muna was. I mean, he is going to be the exact copycat of Muna, but now worse because he knows what it's like to be poor. He knows what it's like to be middle class. I shouldn't say poor, but middle class, and not have extra money. And he's tired of that, so he's got more to lose. So this guy, he's going to become a serious problem. I know Bablu already sees it, but it's his brother. He loves him. Anyone would fall into that blinded fate, but Gudu's got some serious issues.
And, we've learned a little bit about the sister in this episode as well. And the cop's daughter as well. She, Muna, I should say, keeps trying to hit on her. She tells him, "I don't want anything to do with you."
Yeah, and sweetie, she's not afraid at all.
She's not afraid.
Her dad's the cop.
Yeah, her dad's a cop, exactly. And she's got some sway. But I really like what you learned about Babalu in this episode. He's, his brother's like, "Man, what are we going to do now?" And he's like, "Listen, there's another way we can handle this." And they go to the house, and that was gangster. He went to the house of the uncles, and it turns out it's actually the father of the person who filed the case, and said, "Listen, you're going to drop this case, okay? So if we can't do it one way, we're going to do another way. We're going to drop this case." So he puts a bundle of money on the table, and he says, "You can take this money," and then his brother pulls out the gun and puts it on the table, or we could settle it that way. It's one or the other. He's laying out the options the way he sees them, and the way he saw it to these two people. It was the uncle and the dad of the dead groom. And at first they resist. They're like, no, we can't do that or whatever. And he's like, all right. Well, next thing, fade the black scene. His brother Guda's holding the dude by his ankles over the balcony, and he's like, "I'll drop him right here."
There's no way you can hold someone. It's just that little. Oh man,
it was. I even love how he even introduced it. He went and said, "I'll save you the trouble." He says, "I can identify him for you. That's so and so's Mr. Tripidi's only son, his only male son. Do you really want this problem? Because it will be a problem." And I get it. The father lost his son, and if I'm that father, I'm gonna be the same way. I'm gonna say no. We're not talking about the lawyer dad. We're talking about the groom's father.
Right.
I would say no, but when it's a family this power and they control all the guns in this area and they have the cops in their pocket, what are you gonna do?
You got these young punks in your house. They're threatening you. They're not afraid. Don't have any respect. I mean, there's so much going on, and these episodes they go by so fast. It's crazy.
I think the last important thing that happened in this episode, right?
Yeah, so I was going to say, Muna, for me, he really redeems himself because he's with the gentleman caller, the female, right. and they're having their time, and then an assassin's trying to come and kill him, and he really redeemed himself in my mind because he was smart enough to move him and her to the side, not because he was trying to protect her, he was trying to protect himself. When the guy opened the door, he literally throws the girl at this guy so that he can get his gun and get a shot, takes the guy out. I thought that was a really cool part where he's not just this crying baby. He is emotional. He is a baby, but he can handle himself too.
Right.
And then we see this person that we don't know about, at least I didn't recognize earlier on, and he's gets a call from Tripathi, and he's like, hey, because it sounds like Tripathi found out that someone's trying to go after his son. And he's like, hey, are you trying to attack my son? And the guy's like, oh, no, I would never do that. Now, this is, I think, we're different. My opinion of what's going to happen, I think that guy wants to take over Mirzapur. He mentions that when he's talking in the dark out in the desert. I want this town. It's going to be mine. And so I think his first step was to start a war or something, or kill his son and weaken down the strength of the father. And then when he gets called out for, oh, no, I would never do that to you. You have a different idea of who's going after Muna, right?
I thought it was, if not the dad, the grandfather. Because they know he's a reckless, and I'm talking about like Godfather, Godfather-ish. Like, listen, you're the loose cannon. You are the weak link in the chain. And now that we've got these capable guys working for us, somebody who can, quote unquote, inherit the kingdom, we're just going to take you out because you're more trouble than it's worth. Maybe not the dad, but the grandfather seems that conniving. Like he told him earlier, when he told him in episode 1, he said, well, what do I do with him, Dad? And he said, have another son. Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was Grandpa that was trying to get him taken out of, because again, Chapiti was on the phone with him, so he knows who this guy is. And why would you be on the phone with the guy who's trying to get your son killed? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, that was my opinion.
I don't know why he would call this guy in the first place if it was himself doing it. Right. I think it's this other guy who's trying to take over. It just adds another plot line, different thread for us to have to think about as we're watching the show. Can't wait for episode 3. Those are our thoughts for episode 2. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if you kind of agree with us with this or that, or if you have a different way of looking at it. We are, I'm loving this show. I know you are too.
It is fabulous.
I mean, we get so spoiled coming in now into all this Indian cinema and TV shows because there's just so many things we haven't watched yet. Mirzapur being another one. Absolutely love it, and can't wait to do episode 3.
Episode 3 coming soon, guys. Look out for it. But if you guys like the video, once again, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps us out. Smash that subscribe button. Check out our Patreon page. Thank you to all the Patreons, and make sure you guys, leave us some theories in the comments. If you've already watched it, please, no spoilers, because we read the comments and we try to answer every single comment.
Don't spoil.
Don't spoil it, because we love this show. But, until next time.
Adios.
Later.